Hello, my beautiful friends. I would like to make this video answering a question that I get asked a lot as to how am I doing all of this on my own? I'm constantly in the forest. You know, a lot of people say, you're doing what we wish to be doing. How are you doing it? And I want to say that I'm not alone. I am in union, in full, complete union with my divine masculine. And he's the one driving the bus, so to speak, when it comes to taking me out to nature. He used to be very, very practical, money oriented. He used to be very stressed, and at some point he took over so much of my life, with all the practical stuff, with the fear, with the living in constant fear about tomorrow, that my divine feminine left. She couldn't be present with so much stress. She's so gentle. Any amount of stress wipes her out. So my divine masculine lived within me, in my female body, for a very good amount of time, but he got very lonely, and he realized that life is nothing, that nothing matters but his divine feminine. And he started working on himself and balancing himself out and bringing my divine feminine back. And he said that nothing else matters, that we are going to downsize as much as we need to, but he will make sure that my divine feminine spends time in nature, because that's the most important thing to her, that she can spend time in nature and she can spend time with her children, real quality time with her children. And he said that whatever it takes, he's going to do that, because there is nothing more important in life. And he did. And nowadays, even my divine feminine comes out easily like this, like right now. It's now no longer, she's no longer ashamed of being who she is, because she has this incredible support from her masculine, who literally, I kid you not, he is such a badass. He drives me here to Shasta at times where I feel like, oh no, it's okay, it's gonna be, it's a long drive and I don't want to spend money on gas, and I could probably do a million other things. He turns me off, shuts me down for a moment, drags me into the car, and drives without stopping, and brings me into the forest. And I say, thank you. Oh my God, I didn't even know how much I was missing it, how much I needed it, how much I needed to be here. So all of his practicality, all of my practicality, my divine masculine practicality, it now goes only to support the divine feminine, because she is so sensitive and she has been through so much, that's all, that's the most important thing, is for my divine masculine to always take care of my divine feminine. I can't believe I'm crying right now. But it's just such a beautiful thing when you balance the two out and they can be present within you together. The amount of energy, the amount of love, the amount of security that you get inside, there's no fear, there is no thinking about, but what's gonna happen? When you get that thought, that's your divine masculine stressing out and stressing out your divine feminine. You have to balance them out. There are many, many ways of doing that, but when they are balanced, you see the world differently. You see what's really important and what really is not. But in order to get there, you kind of have to take these scary steps at first, right? And go and do what you love and drop everything else. And then watch miracles unfold. Watch your divine feminine come back and manifest miracles for you. Open the roads, open the doors, open up the pathway, because she's magical like that. She's a magician, and you will see when you're a divine masculine, turns all of that attention, that turns all of that stress, all of that worry, and all of that only onto supporting the divine feminine. It's a miracle what happens. It is a beautiful miracle. She can then unfold and be magic and do all these incredible magic things that will make things fall into place in such a way that your life is possible doing what you love to do. So I took many leaps of faith. I think my divine masculine took many leaps of faith to get to get himself and to get us, to get me where we are today. And it's not easy. It is probably the most challenging thing to do. We think that the most challenging thing is the money, or we think the most challenging thing is something else, but that's just a symptom. The most challenging thing is to balance yourself within. That's the root cause of you thinking that those things are challenging. They are not. They're not at all challenging. It's just your fear of them, right? Which is the root cause. Your fear of the unknown, your fear of taking a leap of faith, your distrust in life. Those are the root causes, and those are the ones you have to treat instead of what we always all do and focus on the money, right? Which is a symptom. It's a symptom of a deeper problem. If you have financial problems, it's because you have very little trust in life. Start making little trust falls here and there and watch how she catches you. And work on, first of all, figuring out where it is that you want to move, because a lot of times life is keeping you kind of floating all around because you don't know what you want. So you're just doing these mechanical things until you figure it out. My divine feminine knew exactly what she wanted, and luckily for my divine masculine, it was nothing about money. And he never really understood that. He couldn't understand. He thought that it was all about money, and he was worried about making money and looking a certain way and creating a future for me and our children. But he never listened that all I want is the forest. All I want is time with my children. And unfortunately, money cannot buy me time with my children. And when he finally healed himself and realized that, oh my God, life is possible without having to have all this money. We can forage, we can supplement, we can do all these things that are free. I mean, the whole entire world opens up that is actually free, that is actually completely free. But you have to make the first step towards it. You have to say stop to the things that are taking away time from you in nature. You have to say stop to the things that are taking time away from you and your children You have to fight back. You have to tell them no. But it's you that has to do it. They're not going to change on their own. You first do it and say, you know what? This is what I did. I said, I would rather die. I would rather die of starvation and poverty and whatever, but than miss time with my children, because I have to go and work doing things that I don't love and supporting a system that I don't believe in. I said, no, this stops. And I stopped. And I started just taking steps, one little step at a time, going out to nature and just being here. And turns out here, money doesn't mean anything. Here, what means is my love for the plants and maybe my knowledge. My knowledge is everything here, right? Because if I know what this plant is, I then can learn of how he can help me when I need that certain help. Like, you know, these beautiful, well, this is a youngster, by the way. I am, you know, right behind me is a gorgeous manzanita tree that we just picked some flowers from, and I'm going to make a delicious infusion, a vinegar infusion that I will then maybe pickle some other things with, or maybe just add a little bit of that vinegar into a summery drink to make it nice and flavorful. Also, for example, this is the cedar, and cedar is great, like cedar leaves. I know that people use them for different coughs, to relieve themselves from coughs. I mean, if you know these things, you realize that you don't need all that money that you think you need. And he wants to be in the camera. All right, there you go, sweetheart. You are gorgeous. You are gorgeous. Yes, you are. He is not camera shy, that's for sure. You're beautiful. And there are mushrooms, there are all these wonderful, amazing things. You know, you can swim in the streams, you can take hikes, and what's needed? Just a little bit of food, you know? I mean, how much food? You know, when I'm on my own, I barely eat anything. You know, the kids, yes, they're growing bodies and stuff, and that's why I'm learning all these other things, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I'm here, that I can do this, that my divine masculine, my very, very practical divine masculine turned his focus and realized that he needs me, he needs the divine feminine, and that we can only do it together. And it is happening. We're doing it, and it is such a blessing, the biggest blessing I've ever had. No money can buy this sense of peace inside, this sense of trust in life. I know that everything is going to be fine. I just have absolutely no doubt about it. I trust in nature, in my divine masculine, in my divine feminine, in life, in people, in everything. And that's the work. That's the internal work. It's not the work to make money. The work is internal. It's the one to let go of whatever is holding you from becoming balanced and from doing what you love to do. Okay, I am going to go and pick a few more manzanita flowers to make my drink, and I'll share the recipes with you and stuff later. And I love you, and I don't pray, but I always say thank you, and I always say good words, and I always have good thoughts about people. So I will contemplate on your balance. I will contemplate on you taking the steps to do these trust falls, to see what it is that you can do, to what it is that you can give to life that has nothing to do with money, to receive back, because world is balanced. You can survive by giving fully of yourself but not charging money for it. Believe me, I can't tell you all the details of how it works because it's going to be different. These occurrences are so individual, you know, when you just take the step, when you just trust and say, I will go and live my life the way I think the life should be lived. And when you do that and you're open-hearted and you are giving fully of yourself, just free, just whatever it is that you love to do, whatever it is that you're good at, just give it. Believe me, circumstances align in such a way that it comes right back to you in things that you need, bypassing the money. And it keeps going and working like that. And sometimes the fear comes back, but you gotta stand up. You gotta call on your divine feminine in those moments when the masculine gets a little bit stressed. You call on your divine feminine and you ask her for the magic. And she brings it. And she balances. And that union, internal union, it is the best feeling in the world. It is so simple. It is so healing. And it makes you complete and makes you understand what you're here for. And that is to enjoy. Enjoy life. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every child, every friend, every tree, every breath.